October, the month we go upstairs, we enter the upper room. What do I mean by this? Yes, I know that October means eight and it should really be called the eighth month. But since this has been changed by Western powers way back, in our collective consciousness now, October is now known as the 10th month. So we are going up one level from nine. In fact, each month in the calendar, we go up one level. September, the ninth month, is like the last step on the physical escalator, the last floor, so to speak. It's the end of the journey for physical things to be rounded up. We even have 9 months as the natural span of time for a child to be in the mother's womb before being born. Now, notice I said natural because some births are, of course, premature. We say a birth is premature if it does not reach its conclusion in the ninth month. So, like a birth where the human child exists or exits rather the womb of its mother and enters a whole new and different environment in our world, our physical world, so too does the symbolism of coming out of the ninth month into the 10th month. We have stepped off that physical uh, life, symbolically speaking, into another realm, symbolically speaking. So, October is a very important month. Now, all months are important, of course, and offers us the opportunity for special and specific things to achieve mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, but by September, we are supposed to round these all up, finish up loose ends, ready for a clean state. Now, that's on a personal level and a collective worldwide level. And so, yes, for a clean slate, and yeah, even higher elevation of the mind, really. So that 10, that 1 and 0 that we call 10 is meant to be a clean slate, embodies a clean state. Now, another important point is that our computer system is based on these very numbers that represents the month of October, ones and zeros. However, I do not want to digress too far, but because the world is such a mess, and we never understand that wars and such should really be rounded up by the ninth month. Yes, it's that simple and it's that profound. Back in the day, the soldiers of both sides of the war would respect the day of Christmas. They would put down arms, some even offer each other a cigarette and talk about their families. Odd, isn't it? And then at the stroke of midnight, sadly, they would be forced to restart conflict. With someone they just shared a cigarette or a piece of food or stories about themselves and their families, forced to go back to warring with another human being like themselves by their military masters, not on the battlefield, by the way, but secured in bunkers in Washington or London or Germany or wherever. And if you did not want to do this, you were called a traitor and eliminated. Anyway, I'm digressing again. Everything is connected in this world. It's like fluidic space in a way. Everything eventually runs into everything. We can't separate water from its essence, and that is similar to the stuff our world is made of, fluidic energy. You see, we were not taught the sciences in school, at least not the one I'm talking about here, because otherwise we would know how dangerous it is to take one type of action or behavior into a mouth that it did not belong in. This is very important to understand. because as we change numbers, we change energy. What I mean is, as we change the month numbers, we change energy and energy patterns. Now imagine, just for argument's sake, the 10th month represented the 10th house of peace, the 10th level, the 10th house of peace, the prosperity and all the lovely good things that we are capable of. So we've got floor number one, then floor number two, all the way up to floor number nine. Here at floor number nine, we iron out all our differences, as I just said, type all loose ends, clean up all mental and physical debris, because we are now getting ready to go upstairs to the upper room, to the place of wonder and beauty, to God's room for analysis, just for analysis, if you will. We are going into the house of God. Now, I'm not saying it's the actual house of God, it's just for example. But we are going into higher realms, a new floor, a higher floor upstairs, where we have left all the lower vibrations of life behind us, because after the 10th floor, we have the 11th floor. That's November, of course, and the December floor, the 12th floor, before the cycle continues back into the ground floor of the number one and two, and so on, to be repeated over and over again in this system. Also, note that we start the word of October with the letter O, the letter of infinity, or the third eye, the third and all-seeing eye, and so on. Now, the mess that has been caused to our timeline, our existence, by the war of Israel and Palestine, beginning on the 7th of November, is of extreme importance because of this date. But
Sorry, I
way too
meant to
much to
say
cover
the
here.
7th of
If you want me to
October,
cover this,
not
just
November.
drop me a comment. So, anyway, to continue, people born in this month are stewards or guardians or soldiers, if you will, of what comes upstairs to their 10th level floor. Unfortunately, we are not taught this in school. So, a horrible, horrible mess is created on this earth plane because of lack of knowledge. Now, I'm not saying that the 10th floor just belongs to people who who are born in the 10th month, but they're stewards of what goes through. Just like if you're born in the 8th month or the 7th month or the 6th month and so on. Now, in conclusion, because this is such a vast subject, I want to say that the 10th month of October will contain all the good and the bad and the ugly that occurred in the months before it. That is why I said earlier that by the 9th month, all things of ill should be cleared up by the 9th month of September, not to be carried over into the 10th month. It is dangerous to do this. It distorts what should be only pure energy and higher vibration actions reaching the 10th floor of October. Now, October contains the energy of wars and famine and hunger, in fact, all the ills of the world, as well as the good, of course. This continues every year. What a mess! Imagine someone coming into your living room with all their garbage from the first month of January, February's garbage, March's garbage, April's garbage, May's garbage, June, July, August, September's garbage that they had kept accumulated for so long. That 9th month collection of garbage and dumped it into your lovely, clean, and pristine living room, the 10th floor. A room that was only meant to receive all that is clean and wonderful and beautiful. And you can't get rid of it, not right away. You can't automatically get rid of their 9th month's accumulated garbage they have just dumped on you. And so that garbage now goes into the 11th month and the 12th month. and back to the first month of the next new year coming up. Garbage being recycled and added to, and recycled and added to in perpetuity. Every individual has to clean up their act because this accumulated garbage affects us all until we are all suffocated by it. Look at what is happening in America right now as an example, a breakdown of society because of all the collective garbage of humanity's mental degradation, at least for that country, should we say. Um, Thing is, it won't stop at America if we don't do something because October happens in every country. Thanks for listening, Diana.